Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent called on the European Union to join the US in adding pressure on Russia, indicating the possibility of more tariffs on countries buying a Russian crude oil.
The Trump administration has already imposed 25% additional tariffs on India for its oil trade with Russia. Bessent argued that the exert additional economic pressure could force President Vladimir Putin to go ahead with peace talks with Ukraine. He said that the Russian economy will collapse if Washington and the European Union impose more secondary sanctions on the purchase of Russian oil.
We are prepared to increase pressure on Russia, but we need our European partners to follow us, because if the U.S. and the EU do this together, we are in a race now between how long can the Ukrainian military hold up versus how long can the Russian economy hold up. And if the U.S. and the EU can come in, do more sanctions, secondary tariffs on the countries that buy Russian oil, the Russian economy will be in full collapse, and that will bring President Putin to the table.
Well, Bessent stressed on the fact that while the U.S. is ready to increase pressure on Russia, he expects the European Union to follow them. Interestingly, European Union continues to purchase refined petroleum products from India, which are made from the same crude oil that New Delhi buys from Moscow.
Bessent also did not name any countries that may be affected by these secondary tariffs. Now, President Trump has threatened to penalize countries that buy Russia's oil, seeking to cut off a key funding source for Russian leader Vladimir Putin's war, but has so far only hit India with so-called secondary sanctions, ignoring countries like China and Turkey, who also do massive business with Russia.
Well, Trump administration officials have regularly singled out India over the purchase of Russian oil while defending the additional tariffs. White House Trade Advisor Peter Navarro has repeatedly claimed that India is funding Moscow's war in Ukraine via its oil purchases.
Navarro was fact-checked by a user on social media platform X over his claims. His post accusing New Delhi of making a profit from the purchase of Russian oil was hit with a community note. The note said that India's purchases were for energy security and do not violate international law. It also pointed out how the U.S. continues to import billions in Russian goods like uranium, exposing a clear double standard.